Good morning and welcome to ISD and our Easter Sunday service. My name is Kerston, and the reading this morning is a story that I wrote back in the 90s when I used to write stories for all of my homilies. And I came across this and realized that it was really appropriate for today. And it's called Attitudes and Dreams. Jim sighed. It had been 3 months since I lost my job, he thought. It's almost Easter, and if I have to listen to one more of those well-meaning people telling me to look at it as an opportunity for change, or accept another of those New Age inspiring books, which incidentally was still sitting on the table, I think I'll go mad. It happened right after Christmas. And as Jim's wife pointed out, we were very lucky. If it happened before Christmas, we would not have had such a great holiday. But now, even Janet was getting nervous as their savings was being depleted. Jim decided to do what he'd been doing for the last 3 months. Every Friday, he reviewed his resume. For the umpteenth time, he began to read through it, looking to see if he could improve it in any way. There was a knock on the door, and it happened to be the mailman, and it happened to be someone that he had known in high school. Not a very bright guy, Jim thought. "Morning, Jim," boomed Frank's friendly voice. "This package is for your wife. I thought I'd bring it to the door. How is the job hunting going?" "Well, it's going a little slow," replied Jim, annoyed that he had to discuss his career with a mere mailman. "I'm reviewing my resume," Jim continued, wondering why he was standing there discussing it with Frank. "Let me take a look at it," said Frank. "My nephew said I'm quite good at seeing what's not there." Puzzled and a little reluctantly, Jim handed the resume to Frank. Frank read it through and a solemn look came over his face. Almost a sad look, Jim thought. "What is it, Frank?" Beginning to get nervous, Frank took a hard look at him. "I was just thinking how far this is from the dreams you had in high school. I remember that you wanted to be a freelance writer or an inventor. You had such a wonderful imagination. And looking at this, there is nothing of your dreams in this resume. I don't even recognize this person." Jim stared at Frank. "But you don't understand. In order to pay the bills, sometimes you have to place your dreams aside." Frank shrugged. "I didn't." Jim couldn't imagine why anyone would dream of becoming a mailman. "You mean you dreamed of delivering the mail?" Jim asked in an astonished voice. "When I was a young boy growing up in the farm," Frank continued, "I used to walk out to meet the postman, and he would tell me fascinating stories of the people he delivered the mail to. He loved people, and he listened to their stories. He shared their happiness, and when they received a particular letter that was not very good, he gave them comfort. He loved his work. I used to tell him that I wanted to be a postman when I grew up, so I could meet different people and share as he did. One day he looked me right in the eye and said, 'My boy, the work that you do is not important. 2 things you have to remember. 1, that what you do you love, and 2, that you do what you love. Doesn't matter in which way.' Of course, as a boy, this didn't make much sense to me. I just wanted to be a postman like old Bill. I came to understand what he meant after high school when I went to work for the Postal Service. The first few months I was happy, as this was a new and exciting adventure for a young boy. But soon I began to feel unsatisfied, and the world had changed. People didn't have time to share their stories with the postman. Even the name changed. I was now a mailman. And everyone was in a hurry, and sometimes nobody was even home. I had to make a decision. I thought about it for days. Should I quit and get another job? This was a very trying time for me. I wanted the old way back, but it was gone forever. Then I got this idea. I would create a new way of being a mailman. I would be happy mailman, no matter what. When I delivered the mail, I would imagine that the letters contained would be wishes that make good news for the people. I imagined the look of surprise if somebody won a sweepstake. It was right before Easter, and I was due for vacation. I was also succumbing to the pressure of family that maybe I needed to find another line of work. We went with the family to visit the old farm that my aunt owned, and on Sunday morning went to church. I'd gotten in the habit of just being present without really paying any attention to what the preacher was saying, but this Sunday, this preacher was very different. He was talking about Lent, and he described it in a way I had never heard it described before. I was really moved. He told us that in order to really appreciate the new, the resurrection, we had to prepare. He encouraged us to let die the old and to welcome the new dawn. His words were still in my mind my first day back at work. Mrs. Brown opened the door for me as I was delivering a package. "Oh, thank God you are back," she said. "You always bring me good news. And every time you go on vacation, I don't get good news." I laughed. But you know what, Jim? I took it as an omen, that what I was doing was good. I was always wishing the best for these people. And you know what? That thought made me happy. And I realized that I really did love my job, and I was in the right place. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but a couple of years ago, my aunt passed away and left me a considerable amount of money. People asked, "Are you going to quit your job?" And I said no. And you want to know why, Jim? Because I love my job. And because every Thursday I go to the story time at the kindergarten and I tell all the old stories that my old postman used to tell me. And I discovered that I had plenty of new ones of my own. And that makes my life rich. "I don't know why I'm going on like this," said Frank, staring at Jim. "But I saw everything in that resume except the guy that I knew in high school. He seems to have vanished." Jim thanked Frank for his friendly advice and walked back into the house. Lord, he's right, thought Jim as he read over the resume again. I've completely sterilized and systemized it till even I don't know who this is. Sitting down at the computer, he decided to rewrite the resume. Suddenly, a wonderful feeling of freedom came over him, and that old imagination became ignited. When he had finished, satisfied that he was in there and that he didn't care if it fit the format or not, he went for a walk. He breathed in the fresh air, allowed his childhood dreams to talk to him. When he returned home, he even picked up one of those New Age books that a friend had given him and began to read. He knew that it was no coincidence that he had the conversation with Frank that morning. And 2 weeks later, Jim landed the job of his dreams. Good morning. Wow, yes, Easter Sunday is resurrection. And a lot of us are housebound right now. And what a great time to do a lot of rethinking and researching and to recognize that on some level, everything's going to change, just like he discovered with the job. But it's not a time to quit. It's a time to reevaluate, to look at life differently. And one of the nice ways that I feel helps people to reestablish and to be renewed is that feeling of gratitude. Gratitude really is an incredible positive feeling that uplifts you. And when it uplifts you, it does a lot of good things, because positive thoughts, positive energy, putting out the right attitude is also very good for your immune system. So let's take this time to reevaluate, to relook at, am I really living my dream? What can I change? Sometimes it's just a little change. It can be how we look at things, how we judge things. What's different about this Easter and this resurrection is, while we are doing it on a personal level, we are also experiencing it collectively. This is a group thing. And so consequently, it's time for us to blend together and to wish for everybody that they can resurrect their old dreams. The old life and the old ways have to go. This happens all the time. And all of us, on some level, have been through our personal crucifixions, our deaths, our endings, our completions. But we lift ourselves back up. We resurrect. We don't stay there, because staying there is not the key. And that's what the resurrection is all about. It's about, don't let deaths and endings and completions be where we stay. Yes, we take from it. And sadness and disappointment and hurt and loss does take time to heal. However, today, it's the day of celebration. It's the day of resurrection. So I hope the story on some level has touched something inside that has enabled you to take this time and think about what your dreams really are. I looked around at all the clutter that I've collected and thought, did I think that all this clutter was going to fulfill my dreams? Time to clean out. And of course, we experience it in different ways. But please, know that this is the time of resurrection. Look up, be happy, and know that you can move into this new space. Blessings. And now we come to the prosperity part of the service. And as you know, there is a donate button on our website. And even though the church is closed, we have bills to pay, we have mortgage and other things. And so any contribution that you can make is greatly appreciated and helps keep this church going and providing the inspiration, the healing, the help that we give to those that come to our service. And talking about healing, Wednesday night healing is now on the website. You can tune in. We are live. And for those of us of a certain age, this is really challenging. We have to learn all this new level of communication. But we are trying. And of course, the Sunday service is part of it. And the Wednesday healing is part of it. And then there are other things that we are doing. One of them, which is really a challenge, and thank goodness we have Bob Victor, who does our website and is technologically way advanced, and he has helped us put together the Psychic Fair. Now, at first we thought about doing it all on the same night, and that just seemed overwhelming. So we decided to have a Psychic Week, where we have a different reader each night. So if you go on our website, you will see that. You'll be able to sign up with whatever reader is available and whatever time, and still get your Psychic Fair reading. It's all explained on the website. And I'm assuming if you're watching this that you are on our email list. But if you're not and you want to be aware of what's going on, please sign up for the emails, and then you will know what classes or what events are going to be live, and you'll be able to attend them. So that's, and be patient with our technology as we are striving to learn all we can. Okay? And now we come to the meditation, and I have to get the music for the meditation, so just give me a second and I will be able, I had it all up but it disappeared while I was talking. Okay, where am I now? Okay, so let us get ready for the meditation and take a deep breath and close your eyes. No, that's not meditation. Oh my goodness. Okay. I told you, technology is giving us a run for our money. Take a deep breath and exhale. And as you exhale, just relax. Just relax. Let your body totally and completely relax. Take another deep breath. And as you relax, just mentally tell yourself, as your body relaxes, you are releasing all thoughts, beliefs, attitudes that no longer serve you. Take another deep breath. And as you exhale, allow yourself to move into this peaceful state. And I want you to imagine that you are standing at the edge of a magic forest, and there is a path leading in. And for a moment, you feel like you're a little child again, ready for the adventure that could take place in this forest where you've never been and you don't know what's in there. But children are adventurous, and you have decided to be adventurous and to embrace something new and wonderful. We were told, ask and it shall be given. But our wonderful adult mind said it can't be that easy. But right now you are the child, and it can be that easy. So imagine yourself walking into this forest. And as you walk, you see that there's a clearing ahead of you. Wow, and it looks like a magical clearing. There is a stone table in the center. And there is a chair in front of that table. And you walk over and you sit down on that chair. And you become aware of this light that is circling this area. And different colors are in this air. And these colors are being absorbed by you, bringing you into a state of perfect health, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And whatever you want in that area of perfect health, just ask, and it shall be given. Accept as a little child that you are in a space of miracles. Your spirit is being resurrected into that pure state from whence it came. Take a moment and just allow the peace to flow over you. Just allow that peace to flow over you, through you, blessing you, healing you. Know by entering this sacred place, the child in you is open for this incredible resurrection, for this incredible healing that is taking place. And now you are aware of your own incredible magical power. And in this awareness, you open your hands and you send forth this incredible healing out into the world, to your family, to your friends, to everybody that needs this love, this healing, this resurrection. Know that as we do this collectively, the power of healing is going forth. And there is this wonderful resurrection, the resurrection of our hopes and dreams, not just for ourselves, but for everyone. When you are ready, come back gently, open your eyes, and have a wonderful Easter Sunday. Thank you.